This is Mastering Mathematics with your teacher, Karen Weston.
Hello Antigua Barbuda and the rest of the world. Welcome again to another in the series, Mastering Mathematics. I hope you had a lovely night's rest. Today, we're going straight again into what we started yesterday with our fractions, because as you must know by now, this is a program sponsored by the Ministry of Education using its EBU unit, Mastering Mathematics Center and ABS Television, because we want to make certain that for our 21st century, mathematics does not stay within the compounds of the schools, but are actually taken into society. All right, our classroom expands, and every time, yes, we are the big waves and we can get into different things all the time, because this is something that we are going to master. Today, what did we say? Or just before we start, you have to know, because most of learning is what you tell yourself. All right? And often, again, let us hear what Maxwell Mutz had to tell us. And it said, often the difference between a successful person and a failure is not that one has better abilities or ideas, but the courage one has to bet on one's ideas, to take a calculated risk and to act. All right, so every time we remember our little song and we say, courage, brother, do not stumble. All right, because your success is not to be measured so much by the position one has reached in life as by the obstacles which one has overcome while trying to succeed. And that was said by Booker Washington so many years ago. So when you meet obstacles, do not say, no boy, I can't go no further than this. That is the time for you to become strong and say, right, this is where I'm building myself. I can do it, and with a little more determination and resolve, I will get through. Parents, do not forget these youngsters that you have brought into this world. Look out for them. You don't have to know the exact thing. Find somebody who can help you and be prepared to be at their sides. One thing I want to say to the teachers, once again, do not kill those children with homework. I saw a child yesterday with 3 pages. I'm a qualified advanced maths teacher, and when I saw them, I felt so sick. You don't do that to a 9-year-old. 3 pages. Now, you couldn't even get through 1 page in a session in school. So why are you sending them home? And everything is so different. It's not easy thing that they run through. We don't want them to find mathematics a drudgery. We want them to enjoy the task they have to do. So please, and again, do not forget that learning of mathematics involves translating the English part of it into mathematics symbol, making it a part of your being, and then getting into working. That takes time. At the tender little age, they can't reason as much as us. All right? And even you're going to be saying, is there 2 times, 3 times? Who tell you all of them know them? All right? Stop packing these children with so much mathematics homework. 3 pages? Somebody's crazy. All right? And the things are so different. Do not do that. That is where you start turning off children from the subject. And even in our secondary schools, teaching a concept, you cannot think because you know it easily. And I'm talking about indices. You can't teach all the rules in 1 lesson. That is crazy too. All right? And you look at the children. If the children are working with you and they're going at your pace, it is all right. But when everybody's eyeballing each other and saying, you understand, and turning their backs and troops in, don't just go on. It's not just finishing. There is a sequence and there is something. Get your satisfaction from knowing that your students would have learned. All right? It's not covering a syllabus more than getting the students to acquire the knowledge. And that is what we have to teach for in our classrooms. then the enthusiasm will come. But don't throw things at them they don't understand, but you're going on to something new. And then you're telling them the next day you're going on to a new lesson. That doesn't make sense at all. All right? So let us be patient. Calm down. The pieces that they know, make certain they know it well. Today, I'm going to introduce you again because I am not taking anything for granted. And again, I'm saying we're not depending and saying we're teaching to a syllabus. We are giving you the technical aspect of mathematics and the tools you need to work the sums. An examination will come after that once we know the techniques that we need to use to work them. So, what do we see? What is this X when we see it? A number in front and a number. So we have letters this time. But if we have a number in front and a number behind, we know we are multiplying. Yes, symbol for multiplication is this X that you're going to see. All right? Now, when it comes to fraction, and let us look first of all at our number 1. So, number 1, come forward, please. And so we have, it is 2/3, it is 2/3, and it is times 4/5, which is 4/5. Do not forget that we said the name of the fraction is taken from the denominator. It's a 3, so we call it a third. It's 5th, it's a 5, so we say 5th. Okay, so it's 2/3 and it's 4/5 because you're going to call these words correctly. Okay, when you see the fraction, don't say, boy, I see a 5/5. No, you must call the name. This is called 2/3 and this is 4/5. The name comes from our denominator. Yes, today you don't hear me calling Aisha because Sister Aisha is so engrossed in the book here. How could I dare disturb her? All right, so you're not going to hear me calling her because I know you're on the outside and you are listening and you want me to get on with it. So let Aisha read her book, buddy. All right, listen carefully. Our steps for multiplication. Don't forget the operation is multiplication. Yes, okay, multiplication. And our step, we know, what do we call the top numbers of the fraction? Come on, you want to tell me that time? At least I can hear a voice today. What do we call the top number in a fraction? The numerator, all right? So look how simple it is for multiplication. 1, we must multiply the numerators. Step 1, numerators together. Okay, numerators are multiplied together. Okay, and this is done in conjunction with denominators are multiplied together. So, if we apply these two statements, our first task, if we have 2/3, times 4/5, the numerators would be 2 times 4. We place them back in the same position, and it's over. Multiplying the denominators is 3 times 5. No, so we know 2 times 4 would give us 8. And then 3 times 5 would give us 15. And guess what? That's the answer. That is the answer. All right? So we look again. You have 2/3 times 4/5, 4/5. And so we say, when we multiply our fractions, and these are what we have, what type of fractions are these? Yes, these are proper fractions. So with our proper fractions, And even the improper fractions, we do the same thing too, okay? Numerators multiply by denominators. And so we said the numerator say 2, the numerator here 4, so it's 2 times 4 over 3 times 5, and it's equal to 8 over 15. Now, what would I get if I had to work this one? And this one says it's 5 over 9, and it's times 11 over 4. I am going to allow you to work that, but in the meantime, yes, while you're working it and you may be a bit nervous, where you say, oh Lord, only one Miss Weston did and not any more to give me, I'm going to make you have a nice break, and in that time you can relax yourself, get something to eat, go to the bathroom or have a drink and come right back, because we are going to go straight into that to show you how this is done, because you know it already. And that's why the things we know, we can go faster. You'll judge from your class and you see what they're doing. You see how quickly they have learned that, so then you can move on. But it is not every class or every topic you can treat as a pace at which we're doing this right now. So take your break and we will be right back.
Whenever possible, draw a diagram. Even though you may be able to visualize the situation mentally, a hand-drawn diagram will allow you to label the picture, to add auxiliary lines, and to view the situation from different perspectives.
Don't look on what I cannot do. Focus on what I can do. I may not say what I do, but I can hear and feel it. I still will.
I may not hear, but that does not and should not affect my ability to learn and to function in the real world.
I am a gifted student. I need the opportunity to soar. Support me in my climb to higher levels of learning.
Some of our children have special educational needs. They have a right to an education. So let us teach them the way that they learn and help them to achieve their full potential.
Under the distinguished patronage of Her Excellency, Dame Louise Lake Tack, Governor General of Antigua and Barbuda, the Terpsichorean Ballroom Dance School presents Splendor, an evening of beautiful ballroom and lively Latin dances on Saturday, December 14th at 8 p.m. at the Dean William Lake Cultural Center. This is your opportunity to enjoy the amazing performances of the past and current champions of the International Dance Teachers Association's regional competitions. Performances will include classical and Viennese waltzes, the foxtrot, quick step and tango, while the exciting Latin segment will showcase the cha-cha-cha, salsa, rumba, merengue, samba, and paso doble. Tickets are easy $30 and are available at the Pink Mongoose, Long Street, at Townhouse Megastore on All Saints Road, at Shea Boutique on St. Mary Street, and at the Palm Court Restaurant on Market Street. Proceeds are in aid of the continued advancement of ballroom dancing in Antigua and Barbuda. You may call 724-0666 or 786-4038 to reserve your ticket now.
All right, so we sent you on your break because I'm sure you're smiling saying, well, at last I get something I can do easily. Okay, right. And suddenly, yes, aunties and grannies, you realize, well, I didn't miss too much. Okay, there is a time that we can get back in and we can put in what we're calling the potties. All right. No. So what are we going to do? What did we say we have to do when we get something like this? It is numerator times numerator. Okay, numerator times numerator over denominator times denominator. And that is now equal to 5 times 11. And it's over 9 times 4. When we do our multiplication, oh, a lovely one, 5 times 11 or 11 times 5 would give us 55. And again, we can say 9 times 4, or we can let them say 4 times 9, because it's the same thing, and 4 9s, they would know would give them 36. All right, and that is our answer. If you choose, you can put it down into a mixed fraction, but we can leave it right there. The concept we're trying to get right now is the art and what is involved in multiplying fractions. So you don't try to kill them one time to say, okay, you're doing reduction and reducing either. We're teaching them how to do the multiplication when it comes to fractions. And these were the proper fractions. Let us look when we have an improper fraction. What do you think? I think we have been doing some of this already when we met our last subtraction problem, okay? So if we had to look at this one, let us look and see what we would do for a sum with this one. So we have, it is 2 ninths, so it's 2 over 9, and it's times 1 and 2/3. 1 and 2/3. Again, we know we can call our fractions because the denominator gives us the names, okay? And so it is 2 ninths. And so you're looking and you're saying, but we have a mixed fraction over there. What are we going to do? And a very smart little voice is saying to me, turn our mixed fraction into an improper fraction. Because that is how we are going to get numerator times numerator over denominator times denominator. So then we have, it's 2 over 9, and it's multiplied by 3 ones would give me 3. 3 times 2 would give me 5. So it's 5 over 3. Okay, in this vein, we can now look and say, let us multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. So that is now equal to 2 times 5, and it's over 9 times 3. So we're getting 2 times 5 would have given us 10, and it's over 3 times 9 would give you 27. And that is the answer. All right, and that is the answer. Now let us look where we still have this time 2 mixed fractions. And what are we going to get? So again, it is 1 and 2/5, and it is times 3 1/2. So no big deal. What are we going to do? We turn our mixed fraction into an improper fraction so that we have only numerators with denominators. Look at how the multiplication is done here. It is the denominator times the whole number, and then we add the numerator. The denominator times the whole number, and then we add the numerator. So we say 5 ones 5, 5 and 2 would give us 7. So it's 7 over 5. So it's all in a clockwise position. That is what we're doing. That is how our steps are going to get that multiplication done. Same process is repeated over here, where we're going whole number and then the numerator. Okay, so that is what we're doing to get our multiplication done. So we go 2 times 3 will give us 6, and then we go and add this one. 6 and 1 would give us our 7 over 2. And so that is equal to, what do we say we do? We multiply our numerators by our denominator. So it is 7 times 7, which is 49, and it is over 5 times 2, which is 10. And yes, students, that is why we want you to know your tables. You have your calculators. Make certain you know your keys. Make certain you know the operation buttons, and you can do it. It's not cheating. It's part of what we're calling the technology. You're not reusing a hoe now to weed your yard. Everybody wants a weed whacker, or you want a lawnmower. I still love the hoe though, so I'll use that hoe to weed my yard. Okay? But that is what it is. We have got to move with the times. That is what we call it. Okay? Now, let us look at another type of multiplication. Look at this. This is the last one we're doing because we know right away that you would have known what you're doing in terms of your multiplication. And this is it. It is 3/4 times, so it's 3/4 times 1 and 7 over 9. Okay? So you said to me right away, Miss Weston, we write back 3/4, and it's times 9 ones are 9. 9 and 2 would have given me 16 over 9. And when my performers see this, they are perking up because they're saying, let me see what Miss Weston is going to do with this one now. And again, I would still say to my smart people, it would be numerator times numerator, and it would be 3 6s are 18, 3 1s are 3, and 1 would give you 4 because it's 16. So let's write it 60. It is now, for this one, numerator, it is 3 times 16, and it's over 4 times 9. Yes, let's not do a shortcut there. And it's now equal to 3 times 16 would have given us 48, and it is over 36. Okay? I want you to keep your eyes on this, and next week I'm going to ask you, do you believe there's a second method in which we could use those fractions? And I am not going to give you the answer. Next week you will tell me if that is so. All right? So, again, I'm sending you home to think, is there another way we could have been doing our multiplication? Because I have given you one method, but I want you to see, discover, because we're now in a constructionist classroom. And that is what, you're not being told everything. You have to go and experiment and to discover, because mathematics is a discovery subject. So until next time, from all of us here at ABS Television, EBU Unit and Mathematics Center, do enjoy the rest of the evening and the week. Karen Weston saying, have a good time.
Join us next time for another in the series, Mastering Mathematics, a production of the Education Broadcasting Unit in the Ministry of Education and ABS TV.